amazing. In my eyes, FIFA 12, 13 and 14 were the best FIFAs. In my eyes, there was so much to do. It was an era where I'd get home from school and play with a lot with my friends, and it was a lot more casually played. Now, for me, that makes it the best FIFA. That sort of era of FIFA 12 to 14. You know, you'd sweat with like silver squads. It was a lot more fun and enjoyable as a whole game. But also, Ultimate Team wise, I must give props, and I know I shouldn't. I must give props to, I'm going to go FIFA 16. Is that the 15 or 16? Let's see what players there were and I'll tell you which. 12, 13, 14, 15. FIFA 15 was incredible. But also FIFA 20. I'm not going to lie to you guys, this has been the best FIFA Ultimate Team that I've played. And it's the furthest I've invested. Well, I haven't invested a lot of money, but it's the most time invested I've been in a game. And, you know, the rewards have been shown because we have the team that we have. So, yeah, I'm going to settle that with the Ultimate Teams of FIFA 15 and 20. Those that say 20 is worse than 19, you're wrong. 19 was horrific. It was abysmal. FIFA 20 has had a lot more content in my eyes. Yes, there has been a few dead promos, but the promos have still been there. And it's still been content anyway. Question number 2 for today's video is, what is my favourite what is my favourite video game besides FIFA? Now, that's tough. Currently, it's got to be Warzone. I've been smashing that game out a lot. I got Joab, if you're watching this, and I know you are, we played the other day. We actually played today, as of when I'm recording this. And we won, and that was an amazing win, but you lagged out halfway through the game, so only your best mate got to see it, so that's a bit of a shame. Anyway, offline game modes, I have quite a few. Nostalgic wise, I've got to say Abe's Odyssey's up there. Oh, Abe's Munch's Odyssey, the one where it's like a 3D world, not the 2D platformer, although that was an amazing game. Abe's Odyssey was an amazing one for me, and I've got a can of Pepsi, by the way. Oh, that's pretty much empty. It's currently 20 to 4 in the morning as well. Can you believe that? My sleeping schedule is buffed. But moving on from that, we also have Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Now, I've done a playthrough of that on this channel. It was ages ago. If you want to go check that, then feel free. It hasn't had many views. I don't even know if it's very relaxing. I remember having my PC and a microphone, whatever microphone I could find, to be fair, to record that with, because I was looking after a house for a week, so I decided to play that and record it. But them two games were, nostalgic-wise, my favourite games of all time. And last but not least, the Tomb Raiders. Every single Tomb Raider they've released, I have played and I've 100%ed, bar the newest one, which is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I'm still not completed yet, but you know, I keep hopping on it. It's, for me, I'd like to say it was the newer ones have been better, but I found them very repetitive in terms of the storyline and the way you move and the way the puzzles work and whatnot. I find it very just long and a bit tedious, which I don't like to say because Tomb Raider is my favourite series of all time. But I have found the trilogy just to be a bit similar. You know, you're going after different treasures, but you're fighting the same bad guys. You're moving around the same, and the map's just as big, if not bigger, every time. Anyway, that's all of the YouTube ASMR questions, FIFA gaming questions out of the way. Let's move on to what I like to call the personal questions. So these are questions about my personal life. These are questions about the real world. And so, let's move on. So I haven't ordered these properly. We're going to segue into why do I support Chelsea? I support Chelsea because, on the basis, my dad supports Chelsea. Ever since I was a kid, I grew up watching football with my dad. He supported Chelsea, so I supported Chelsea, sort of thing. Growing up around Derby or Nottingham, you're always sort of destined to choose between a Nottingham and Derby. However, half of my family supported Derby and the other half supported Nottingham Forest. So I was always torn between, I didn't play for Forest, I trained with Forest. And I grew up going to Forest grassroots and here, there and everywhere with Forest. Went to the academy multiple times. But I also had a tournament at the Derby Academy, although it wasn't for Derby. So I was always Nottingham Forest oriented. I always want Forest to win in the derbies. So I'd also say that sort of locally, I'm more of a Forest supporter. However, Chelsea have always been that one team that has been stuck with me. I've always supported them. I've always watched their matches when I can. My favourite defining moment, as of many Chelsea fans will agree, is when, Drogba scored that header against Bayern Munich in the Champions League to send us to extra time and inevitably win on penalties. Spoiler alert if you didn't watch that match. And so that also coincides with another question that I do want to move on to, is what's my favourite football player of all time? I have a few that are up there, and one defining one, as many of you guys already know. Growing up watching Chelsea, you may think that Drogba was my favourite player of all time, being a striker and all that, but no, it is Lampard. For me, Lampard is the greatest midfielder of all time. I don't see the argument between Gerrard and Lampard. I know that's going to piss a lot of you off, but for me, Lampard did so much more, won so much more. You can't argue it. Like, you could say that Gerrard didn't have the correct players around him, and I'll just say, well, that was poor man management. Why didn't he go to a club where he could win things? Just saying, if he wanted to prove that he was the best, he should have moved to a club where he could be the best. I'm not saying that he's any less of a player than Lampard by any means. He was a fantastic player, but I do think that Lampard was just miles above him. He won more, he did more. He's the all-time leading midfielder, goal scorer. As a midfielder, that's incredible. He also created so many chances, won so much. It's not an argument. Anyway, up there alongside Lampard for me would be the likes of Drogba, Gerrard, Iniesta, and then R9 Ronaldo, Thierry Henry, and I'm bracketing these separately because I think these are top players, like proper up there, like borderline. They were probably better than Lampard, but isn't my favourite. It's R9, Thierry Henry, and Ronaldinho. Watching Ronaldinho play football was probably the highlight of every time Chelsea used to play Barcelona, whatever they did, I used to sit there and think, I really want Chelsea to win this, but I'm really looking forward to seeing, the likes of Iniesta and Ronaldinho play football, as well as like Messi and Ronaldo's. But I just don't think they really compared to Ronaldinho. Sort of like when you see Ronaldo on the pitch, you can see that he works hard and is determined. The same with Messi. Messi looks focused and so driven and just like, I need to look at the ball, I need to know where I'm going. Ronaldinho just seemed to be able to do all of that, yet have absolutely no care in the world. He'd be looking here, there, everywhere, he'd be doing flicks and tricks, he'd be really letting players toe poking it into the back of the net, and he just used to look so easy on the ball. And that for me just screamed out legendary status, class, whatever. Anyway, what other sports do I enjoy? Now, as a lot of you guys know, I had a series last year called Golfing on a Budget, where we went around and we played golf, and we basically tried to help you guys, because I've started watching a lot of golf channels because, as the question suggests, I enjoy golf. That's the answer to that question, I enjoy golf. But we started a series where I know I've been watching a lot of golfers out there, and they're like, this driver's actually really cheap, coming in at only £120, and I'm like, that's some 17-year-old's wages. That's a monthly wage spent spent on one driver. So I thought, you know what, we can do golf and we can do it on a budget. So check that out if you want to. And I have my clubs that were given to me. I also mentioned the fact that I went out and bought Becky a set of clubs that cost me next to nothing. I also bought Shannon a set of clubs for £18 for his birthday. I mean, you can go out there and you can get some second-hand clubs, but I just want to show you that there are bargains out there. There are little things and tips and tricks out there if you just want to go out and enjoy the game and play some good. And then I play some good golf, and then I can also review the sort of things to say, yes, this might be cheap. Don't do this. Like I'm tempted to do with the driver that I've bought ready for this series that I've used a hell of a lot, but I just haven't recorded anything because the weather's not been good enough. Regardless to say, but that's coming up in the future series whenever I decide I want to record it. But yeah, we sort of look at things based on price, how cheap we can get it, where it's cheap to play golf, because I know a lot of things are like, yes, you might buy the bag for 18 quid and you might get a set of free balls with it or something because they're generous, but if you want to go out and play golf it's like 20-30 quid to tee off, and I'm like, if you're not good and if you can't play golf, you don't want to pay £30 to find out you're not good enough. So we also look at different courses and different ranges to go to. That being said, I also really enjoyed badminton. I remember being a year 10 and year 11, and for assessment or for your GCSE and A-level sports and PE, you have to be assessed practically. Now you had to do 2 sports, and mine were obviously football, and a lot of the other kids did, what did they do? Oh, they did athletics. But you could only technically be assessed on the running ones because you had like specific times that you had to try and beat, and then you were given grades. And that was easy for them, but I was never like long distance. In fact, looking back at it, I should have tried sprinting because I'm fucking rapid, or was rapid, but I didn't. And anyway, I got into badminton quite a bit. Me and a few others, you know, we really liked badminton and we got really good at it. And then the school funded this England coach to come and train like once a week over a course of 6 weeks. I think it was to get his coaching badges, if I'm being totally honest. But he came in and he said that he was coached by England, and he was an England athlete, and he was looking to go to the Olympics. Didn't end up going because, for whatever reasons, and so instead has become a coach. And so he had a person watch over him, train us, and then it got to a stage where a lot of the people just couldn't be bothered to turn up for it, and so it was just me and him doing one-to-one lessons for about, I think it was like 4 or 5 weeks. No, it's about 4 weeks because they left after like 2 weeks. Yeah, so me and him were there for like 4 weeks doing one-to-one lessons, doing badminton, and I got really good, if I'm being totally honest, and I really enjoyed that, but I never actively pursued it any further than that, if I'm being honest. I'm just trying to highlight the questions that, right, we've done that one. No, we need to colour Luke. 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 questions left. Oh, fancy. How do I... Oh, there we go. So, next one. Oh. Coca-Cola or Pepsi? For me, there's a difference, and I might even rank these if I can do it. Right, we're going to go at the top of the list. Full fat Coke. Full fat Coca-Cola is my favourite. Second to that, but technically nowadays it's a lot more expensive because of the sugar tax and the fact that there was already like a weird sugar tax on it because it was whatever. Second to that, Pepsi Max, because I find it a lot cheaper, but the best of the rest sort of thing. It then goes normal Pepsi. Oh god, what have we got? So we've got full fat Coke, Pepsi Max, normal Pepsi, Coke Zero, Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke. Diet Coke's fucking grim, Diet Pepsi's grim. I don't touch either of those. Coke Zero. I hate Coke Zero. It just tastes like fizzy water with like the tiniest little bit of syrup in it. It tastes... Whereas Pepsi Max, which is the equivalent of Coke Zero, you know, no sugar, what is it? No sugar, no caffeine, no calories, that sort of thing. literally none of anything, because Diet Coke's only limited sugar. Pepsi Max and Coke Zero are none of anything. Pepsi Max is so much better than Coke Zero, but Coca-Cola full fat is so much better than normal Pepsi. So it goes full fat Coke, Pepsi Max, and then Pepsi and Coke Zero. Pepsi is much better. Normal Pepsi is better than Coke Zero. There we go. That's that one done. Let's just. Oh, freaking highlight those. I might add this on to the end of the other one. Yep. So, do I have any siblings? Now, funny you should mention, I have one brother. Now, in a few videos you may have met him. When I live stream you may have met him. But every time you have met him will always have been by accident, because he doesn't want to be on the channel. I've asked him if he ever wants to do a video and he's always gone no, because he finds it completely weird. And fair play to him, he's honest and he's open. He says, no, I don't want to do it. So, fair play, but yes, I have one brother. Growing up, I had quite a few step siblings that I'm not in contact with anymore at all, because, well, my mum married my mum and my stepdad have always been together post divorce, like a couple of years after the divorce, and I never had any step siblings on my mum's side of things. But my dad's side of things, he's had a few girlfriends since, and I had 3 step brothers / sisters with one. How can I describe this in the nicest of terms? With one stepmom. Another stepmom, I had a step brother and a step sister. Another stepmom that didn't last very long. I had 2 sons. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And I think that's about it. And then this one, so Danielle, if you're watching, hello. My proper stepmom, because they're now married and have been together for a very long time, has no children, so don't have any step siblings, that side of things. But maybe in the future, Dad, you keep asking whether me and Ben would be okay with it. Yes, we're fine. But we'll be more than delighted if I have a little baby brother or sister, and I would never ever treat them like step siblings, or I'd just call them brother and sister anyway. Regardless, that's the answer to that question. Yeah, do I have any siblings? Just one, and that's my brother. And he's between 2 and 3 years younger than me, because he's born in May, so it's like May, August, September. There's only like 2.5 months between our birthdays, so there is an overlap where he's 2 years, and then I get older a year, so it ends up being 3, I think. Or is it 4? No, he's not. Nah, I don't know. Anyway, the last question, and I think this is a very good question, is do I like working at the card factory? Now, a lot of you guys know from me wearing my uniform, you asking questions, that I work at card factory. I'm a sales assistant / 3rd key holder, because I can run shifts. Now, I'd like to give my honest opinion on this. Now, I hope if anyone from Card Factory is watching this and is going, I'm getting ready to give him a disciplinary or sack him because he says the wrong thing, I am going to be totally honest. Now, I love working at Card Factory. I love the people I work with. I love going on shift. It's been, from the 5.5 years I've been there has been maybe 3 shifts where I've turned up and gone, I'm not looking forward to this. Or I've turned up and I've come home and I've gone, I didn't like that shift. Now if you think about 3 shifts in the whole time I'm there, that is nothing. Especially because it's retail, and working in retail can be horrific. I'm not lying to you guys when I say working in, if you've ever worked, I feel sorry for people that have to work in retail and work in restaurants. I think they're the 2 most overlooked hard-working jobs. You know, you've got the likes of, like, I don't know, the army and the police force and the NHS, where, yes, they are probably 15 times harder than what I do, but at the same time, you sort of sign up knowing that if I don't want to sound horrible when I say that, but do you know what I sort of mean? Like, you sign up to the NHS for a reason. You sign up to go into the army because you want to make a difference and you're ready working in retail, it's so overlooked how horrible the general public can be. It's overlooked how horrible working in the food industry can be, because people can be absolutely horrible people and have a complete lack of understanding when it comes to what you're capable of doing. Anyway, so on that basis, I do like working at the card factory, yes. The people I work with, and I cannot thank them enough. We've always said that if we didn't work with the people that we work for, I don't think any of us will still be working for Card Factory. I think we'd have gone a long time ago. I know that this year is probably going to be the hardest year that any of us have had to have been at work, because one of my colleagues finishes uni this year. I'm at a stage now where I'm looking for full-time employment. Another one of us is off to university. One of us, the assistant manager Tony, hello, is not getting any younger. You know, we're looking at heading towards retirement age. I know she's not there yet, but you know, maybe in a year or two, or 3 or 4, it'll be going that way. And so this year specifically, with quite a few of us leaving, it could really put a crack in the sort of, I don't know, the chemistry between everyone. You know, because at the end of the day, we've got to be replaced, and it's going to be hard to. I know for a fact, and this is not me being big-headed, but it's going to be hard to replace us. I know it's going to be hard to replace Sam and Ilana and Becky, and they know it's going to be hard to replace me. You know, I've been there 5.5 years. Becky's been there 4. Ilana's been there on and off for 3 or 4 years. Sam's been there for 3 years. It's been a while since we've taken on someone. It's been 3 years since we've taken on someone permanently after Christmas, which used to be the thing of, you always get one off after Christmas for the year because we have a bigger year, ergo we get more hours. But now we've sort of plateaued a little bit in terms of profits and budgets and whatever. That over the past 3 years we haven't had to keep anyone on over Christmas, because we also haven't lost anyone. And now it's sort of all come to a sort of time where quite a lot of us are leaving, and so it's going to be a hard year because a lot of us will leave, and it's going to feel like, you know, it can sometimes feel like a bit of a gap. I mean, Hannah left. I completely forgot about that. Hannah left and went to work in the stable for a job, and that was horrible enough. But we had the hours and the contracts, and me leaving uni to be able to pick up her shifts and not have a big gap left. Whereas with one person leaving, there is a bit of a gap, but with 3 to 4 of us leaving, could leave a massive, like, huge gaping hole in the family at Card Factory. So to everyone, Leon, you probably you might watch this, to be fair. Sam, Kirsty, everyone that works, I can't thank you enough. You've been absolutely class, and you've all been so supportive of my YouTube channel, I must say. Tony, you're always rooting for me. Leon, you always give me a hard time. I'm just kidding. But yeah. However, this is the however that I'm talking about. Card Factory, don't do anything. Don't look back on this and go, or anyone out there that's reviewing my videos as a potential job opportunity. I'm always going to be honest. Card Factory as a company itself isn't the best to work for. They may seem to try and help us, and whether they are or not is a completely different question. But you know, there. To be fair to them, over this last year they've done a lot more than they ever have done in terms of helping us as employers. You know, for a lot of while it was a case of we could see exactly why they were making certain decisions, and that was to try and maximise profits. And it was sort of like a kick in the teeth. But I can also see that they have to do it as a business, and I know a lot of other companies are also like that. So it wasn't so much Card Factory itself, it's just more working in retail that I wouldn't advise many people. But this year they have actually been a lot better. You know, we have our systems up and running now where we can give feedback if needs be. If there's anything wrong, we can tell Karen, who's the CEO, we email her. I don't think it actually goes to her. I think it gets vetted by like her secretaries or whatever. Secretaries. I've had this kind of Pepsi so long it's gone flat. Anyway, but yeah, working for Card Factory isn't brilliant. You know, the pays minimum wage, as you'd probably expect. The hours aren't particularly the best, especially if they keep getting cut, as ours have been over the past couple of, I don't know, like almost 6 to 12 months. But that being said, like I've said, I've worked there for 5.5 years, so something must have been keeping me there. And I must say it isn't the hardest work, if I'm being totally honest. It's not a case of I go to work and I come home from work and I'm knackered, because I'm not. Quite a lot of the time it does allow me to do things like this, like YouTube, where I get home and I'm like, right, okay, I'll record a video or two and then I'll go to bed, then I'll wake up and I'll go to work again. There have been days where I've come back and I have been knackered. There's been days where I've come home and I'm like, I am still so hungry, because you only get like a half an hour break, so trying to run to KFC, then do your order and get back and eat it all in half an hour can be a task. So you just sort of scoff it and hope for the best. But other than that, it's really not that bad. If I was to rate it on a scale of like 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 7.5, maybe a 6.5, 7, because there are things that I don't like, and there are things a lot of us don't like with our own jobs. And I don't think there's ever going to be a case where 10 out of 10 we love our job and there's nothing we'd change. So that being said, that is the end of part 2, and that is the end of the Q&A for 10k. So I'd like to 1,000,000% say thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys for sticking with me for the past 3 or over 3 years now, and I love you. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you later.